Bitcoin may shock a lot of people in the coming few weeks. We may see it rally all the way up to $30,000. Guys, welcome back to Cryptogains for another video. I want to show you what I see in the charts. Hopefully this may, surprise you or make you just feel more satisfied with what you're doing. If it's, sounding good, drop that like, give me a subscribe. This is not financial advice, so do your further research before you invest your money. Take a look at this. I have the Keltner channel, that's what it's called, and this is the blue line. It's a chart, indicator with the blue lines with the yellow line in the middle. It's a popular indicator, and if you watch my channel, you've seen it before. I'm just going to relay it on you again, show you what's happening with Bitcoin, but I've jumped back in time to 2014 to really help you understand, and from new people that are watching to really get a clean insight and understand this, how this indicator works. Keltner channel looks for trends. It looks to tell you where top of the markets can be when trends are reversing, and if we're in a bull market or bear market, right? So if you take a look back since 2013 cycle, we saw a massive rally, and this is on the weekly time frame, by the way, 1 week. See this on the Bitcoin index chart. We saw a massive rally. These candles came outside of this top blue zone, and we saw a peak of the market. When it came back into this blue zone, you see here we've got three lines. We've got the blue line here, the yellow line, which is the middle, and then we've got the blue zone, the blue line at the bottom, which creates a channel where price action usually goes in between. When it came back in, we saw it break this yellow line right here, and this signaled a trend reversal. So once the price action came below this line, we saw candles underneath that confirmed that we may see a downtrend there in the future to come. And again, remember, this is weeks worth of candles. Every candle you see is a week's worth of action. So as time went on, I always say to you in the past, if you watch my channel, if we break this yellow line, I expect prices to pierce through this bottom blue line at some point in the future. And that's what we did. We broke the yellow, the candle here. So we broke this yellow line here. We saw candles underneath here. And as time went on, we eventually pierced through right here, this blue line. We also pierced through this blue line right here, and we saw wicks up. And then we obviously pierced here. So how this Keltner channel works is, if we're in a bear market, it tends to stay underneath this yellow line. You see, it stays underneath this yellow line in a channel, and it just keeps going. It finds it hard to break above again until it's ready to really take off onto another bull rally. And same works for if we're in a bull cycle. If prices are going up, you see, once it finally breaks this yellow line with a good few amount of candles confirming it, we tend to see it bounce off of this middle line, and then it keeps riding. This is 2014 or 2015's bull cycle. Look, all the way to 2017. It was like a 2-year bull cycle, maybe 3 years if you like. October 2015. Look, so it bounces off it, bounces off it, bounces off it. It doesn't matter how down the price goes. If this bull market is strong, you're going to get a wick like this, which is buy power, and it comes straight back up within that week, and then it bounces off it like this. Like, it just keeps bouncing off of this yellow line. It's powerful, this indicator. You could use this indicator like an absolute boss and know exactly when to buy and sell your crypto, especially Bitcoin, and make crazy gains for yourself just by following this indicator. Like I said, when we peak up at the top, if we come back in the blue zone and then we break this yellow line, expect prices to fall below this blue line, pierce through it. And that's what you wait for. So you wait for here, good buying opportunity. You wait for this piercing here, dollar cost average, you buy some more, and then you wait for this here, dollar cost average, buy some more. Once it comes above, you can also use piercings of the top to maybe consider taking profits if you're a day trader. But again, that's another topic. I don't like to day trade much. I'm an investor, and I take long-term investments and, sit back and wait for a long period of time until we see massive gains. So let's take a look at this cycle here, right? 2018, cough out of the way. 2018, look, we see price action go crazy, rallying up, and again, it's constantly staying above this yellow line all through 2017, 2018, and then we see price action pierce out. Again, trend is confirming that it's getting ready to peak out to the top. It's euphoric. You can also use the RSI as a second indicator to confirm if we are peaking at the top, if it's being overbought. That gives you another good insight as to where you should be selling your crypto. Okay, but focusing on this one for now. Look at this. Look, it came back into this top blue line, so we're back in this zone. It pierced through this middle line, this yellow line, and then we saw a candle underneath. We saw another candle here, tried to come back above, but these candles were confirming a trend reversal. If you was here back in 2017 when the top peaked out, you would have looked at this had you been using the counter channel and said to yourself, actually, you know what, we've seen some candles underneath this yellow line now. Maybe it's time to start, you know, considering taking some profits and waiting for this the candle, the price to pierce this blue line. Because like I say, every time it comes underneath here, if it pierces through this yellow line, we're going to come down to this bottom line at some point and pierce through it. And that's exactly what price did, you know, as time went on. So we see all these candles eventually, and then bang, right here, this is where the piercing comes, and we come right out here. These opportunities do not come often. The opportunity of when the price pierces out of this blue line on the weekly time frame. Take me serious when I say this. If you ever see Bitcoin's price pierce through this bottom blue line, take that opportunity and buy it like an absolute boss, because you'll make absolute insane gains when this goes crazy parabolic in the future. Because had you bought here, pretty much the bottom of the bear cycle in 2018, you'd have looked like a legend right now. You know, $3,200 a piece. And then you would have sold at about $60,000, $70,000 at the top. So, you know, this is why the counter channel is powerful. So then the same thing happens again. Look, we see this mini bull period from 2018. I remember this clearly. Price action came above this yellow line, and we, you know, it was above it for a period of time, held it as support kind of thing. But look, price action was breaking above this blue line, which shows euphoric, too much buy pressure, which again, you know, happened too fast, too soon. So we had to see a healthy correction, and that's what we saw. And I say to you, if we see price break this yellow line, expect it to pierce through this bottom blue line at some point in the future, and that's what happened. So we saw the COVID right here, bomb, straight down here, and this is where we saw the piercing. And again, that could have been another opportunity to DCA and buy huge amounts right here at this bottom of the piercing. So what do we know so far about this is we've got two channels. We've got a channel where price actions remaining above this yellow line, which is bullish, and it keeps bouncing off it. And we've got a channel where it's underneath it and it's holding it as resistance. It's finding it hard to break. The trend is downwards, it's negative, you know, we're in a bear market. So now you can kind of look at this and understand where you are in the market, what kind of trend we're in. Are we in a bull trend? Are we in a bear trend? Because if we're underneath, we're bearish. If we're above it, we're bullish. And if we break this with a few candles, we know that it's going to pierce through at the bottom at some point. So where are we right now in the future? Well, real quick, this was 2020's bull cycle, you know, all the way through. Look, well, to be fair, if you want, the bull cycle started right back here from 2018. It was a long bull cycle, because if you bought down here, it never went as low as this again. So the bull cycle started right down here back from 2018. You know, we went on a crazy rally. We saw a little pullback, created a lower high, came up again. You see, this was a long bull rally, and we could probably see the same again. So, you know, price action bounced above this yellow line to confirm it's bullish. Straight up here, and you know, people that were smart would have been seeing it as euphoric because it's outside of this blue zone. Maybe consider taking profits on any parts of these. And again, you can always use the RSI to confirm where's a good time to take profits, because if it comes right up into like the 90s level on the RSI, it's you know, that's the time to really consider taking profits, because it's overbought. People are buying it too much. So this could have been a good example. It was forming a bearish divergence, which means there was the indicator for the RSI is getting lower and lower, but the price is going higher and higher. So you could have taken any of these examples of times to take profits. But anyway, coming back on this, focusing clearly and simple on this indicator, we saw price action break here, which means in my eyes, I'm expecting it to pierce through the bottom blue line at some point, to pierce through this blue line. So we didn't see that. So I could have taken profits here. I could have waited and waited. Even if it came back up, I could have still waited, or this could have been a good opportunity to take some profits, because I know, because I've seen this in candles underneath, at some point in the future, I'm going to see it pierce through the blue line at the bottom, because that's a sign of weakness. Trend may have reversed. And again, you could see it in this RSI, right? Because look, that was the peak, lower high, lower high, lower high. Eventually we were going to see the sell-off, and never ever came back up in this RSI. Look, it never came as high as this again. Even we saw prices up here, it never came like this again. So that was a massive bearish divergence. So yeah, so quickly going over now, this is where we are right now. What are we seeing in the charts? Like I said to you, when we break this yellow line, expect price at some point to pierce through this bottom blue line. We saw a piercing here. We saw a piercing here, which I thought may have been the bottom. We saw a double bottom, which was around about here and here. Similar prices. And look what's happened right now. This is where we are right now. What do you think? From all the information that I've told you, what do you think? Do you think we are bullish or bearish right now for Bitcoin? Because when I look at this, Bitcoin's sitting about 26,700 at the time of recording this video. I see it as it's broken above, and now it's going to start bouncing off this yellow line just like it did in the past. Look, bang, we're coming here, and I think we're going to bounce off it. We're going to come right up to this blue line on this Keltner channel, which is sitting about $30,460. So that's my intake for this. I'll drop another video to update you where we are. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe to the channel, stay focused. This is what I do. I'll give you clean, simple analysis, things that you and your kid can just follow, super simple, that can essentially make you great money in the future and give you good, clean insight to where we are in this crypto space. So yeah, hopefully we just keep bouncing through this channel all the way up to hopefully a new all-time high. So yeah, I'm going to leave it here. If you liked it, drop that like, give me a subscribe. Tell me what you think. Drop your comments down below. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin? Do you think we're going to fall through? Just remember, if we break this yellow line with candles underneath it, expect it to pierce through this blue line at some point in the future. Okay? So yeah, thank you for watching. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Cheers!